How's you getting on? Hope everyone's doing well. And in this video, I got a double hitter, two races, two different cars, both on Brands Hatch, two different series. So the first one we're going to look at is Skip Barber Formula 2000. This is going to be the shorter of the two because there's really not a lot to look at other than the first lap. But having said that, I do start in position 2 on the grid. So that's me in the 2 slot there. Previous to this, this is the Brands Hatch track all week, and I had 5 races previous to this one that none of them ended well. Not because my driving was bad. Actually, I was really happy with my performance on each of them. Well, except for one. So 3 of them, I think 2 I started in 7th place, and I crashed out of both of those uh, because I just couldn't avoid a collision in front of me between 2 cars both times. Then I started in 4th in the 3rd one, and I ended up same thing, crashed. 2 guys got together in front of me and crashed, and I couldn't avoid it. The 3rd one I qualified in 2nd, and oh yeah, the first lap I messed up. I hit a bit of grass and wiped myself. I took myself out of the race basically. And I said there was 4, but there's actually 5. There was another one before this one actually. I was in 2nd, and I drove all the way. We got to the final lap. I had dropped down a place to 3rd. There was 2 guys battling really hard ahead of me, and I was always thinking they were going to crash. And I don't know if I saved that replay or not. I should check and see. We were coming down the start finish straight, getting ready to start the last lap, and the 2 guys ahead of me coming out the last turn got together and collided. I managed to avoid the first one, but the second guy hit the gas and came back onto the track in front of me when he should have waited, and took us both out. So all 3 of us were out of the race. So there was no podium for either one of us after that. Full race ruin. But this one here, so this is actually the 6th one. I started in 2nd. So let's take a look at the start from the chopper cam. So I get a decent start. Everybody pretty much got about the same start. And I'm chasing. It is Fletcher ahead of me, and that's the man I'm after for first. So everything is just status quo for the first few corners. I think it was a pretty clean start from everybody, most everyone in this race. There wasn't too much going on off the start. It was decent. And at this point, cold tires, I'm just content to follow Fletcher and keep within distance, not let him get away, but just to follow close behind as best I can. He's not pulling away from me or anything, so I'm quite happy about that. And now he loses it. Now, whoa, it was so close. I didn't. So let's go look at that from the chase cam. Fletcher loses it into the turn. Let's look at it from the chase cam. There we go. He drops it. I knows he's gonna now. I know as he's sliding straight. I was expecting him probably to even roll over towards the rights, and he was pointing that way, but he didn't. But I got away with it. And when I say I got away with it, I was very fortunate to get away with it. Let's back it up and have a look. As you can see, and if we look at this view, let's go to the right front suspension, and let's just take it in slow-mo. Look at that. I am in his wheel pretty much. Right through the rear wing and the rear left tire. Right there. The racing gods give me a break after my first 6 disastrous races in this series on this track. They give me a break. Let me just take, let's look at it from the chase. What? Rear chase. And as you can see right there, if you watch it, right through them, even the rear tire. And look at that. Tire in tire, wheel in wheel. So that could have been easily it for me, but the game didn't pick up on it, and I got through quite safely. And a little off, but I controlled it. And that's pretty much it. That's the first lap. This lap and the next 14, I really don't get challenged after that. I open up a lead, and I pretty much maintain it for the rest of the race. And sweet victory, finally. This is my first one in the Skip Barber Formula 2000. The only other win I do have in iRacing was from the Mazda MX-5, and that was at Lime Rock Park. So this is my second victory. I've had lots of podiums, but not many victories. So this one was sweet, and you can see the guy in second loses it. But yeah, it's pretty much not much to show from this. Pretty boring. So as the title suggests, this is a double header. So we will. I'll just jump ahead. As you can see, let's give me the. What do we got here? The blimp view. There's nobody around me. Think I'd catch up to some slow cars that I lapped maybe during the race. As you can see, lap 7, there's nobody around me, so it was pretty dull, but hey, I'll take the win. I still had to get to the finish, which I didn't accomplish in the previous 6, so quite happy, quite pleased with this one. Lap 14, 15, and checkered flag, and I think it's over right there, so I pulled in. So that's that. Quite pleased, very happy. Finally, a break after crashing so much and losing so much I rating, but which I've clawed back recently. Okay, let me go and load up the next race, which we'll watch a bit more of because there's a lot more action. And in the next one, it's a different car, you'll see, and it's a pit start for me. And I'll tell you why. So let me load up that video, and I will be right back. Okay, guys, we are back. So this is a double header, and so the second race is the SCCA Spec Racer Ford at Brands Hatch as well. I actually jumped online to go and race Sebring in the BMW 12.0 series I've been doing, and I haven't raced Sebring yet, so I was looking forward to doing that. Um, but I seen this race there ready for registration, so I jumped in. I've never driven this car before, and I wanted to try it out. And I popped in and figured I'd give it a go. A little nervous, never drove it. Did about 15 minutes almost practice, and I had to do a lot of setup. These little cars, I mean, the back end just comes right out, right? You really got to be smooth on the acceleration when you're hitting the gas, because that rear would just come right around on you. So I tweaked it a bit and found I think a pretty sweet spot for myself, and I jumped into qualifying after 15 minutes. Oh, I must say, if you hear some whirring noise in the background, that's my 3D printer. I don't know if you can hear it or not, so I apologize if it's loud. I don't think it should be too bad. Yeah, I went to qualifying and I spun out on both my laps. I blew it. I think I was starting down in, where am I starting? Does it say here? Don't even give him a position. I think it was, well, I'm dead last. I end up starting in the pits. I think it was 23rd is where I qualified or something, way down towards the back. Third. I know it was third from last. So here I am starting from the pits. Now, how I ended up starting from the pits is as soon as qualifying was over, there was like a minute and a half left. So I had to go take a leak. And I was a bit longer than I suspected. When I got back, it said there was 3 seconds to the grid. I clicked it, but it said you missed the start. So they stuck me in the grid. So yeah, my bladder caused me to to start from the. I'm sorry, start from the pits, not the grid. Start from the pits. So I had my work to do. Never driven a car. Poor qualifying. Don't really know how to race this thing. But let's take a look and see what I can make of it from the back. Let's jump into the chase cam to start. So there goes everybody else off racing. I gotta wait. Fun car to drive though. Definitely gonna jump in there again. That's for sure. And off we go. So I got a lot of catching up to do. I am in 17th, so I don't know what happened. There was some guys that didn't show up. There was actually quite a few that didn't start the race because I know I was like 23rd or something, or maybe I was 17. I could be wrong. Either way, I'm in last. I'm in 17th, and I got a ton of work to do. But already I'm catching some guys that I think had spun out. I'm pretty cautious for the first 2 laps. Jump into my view. Nice looking little car. So the first lap done. As you can see, we're doing the short version of the Brands Hatch, just not the full circuit. So these laps are fast. I think we did 28 laps of this. We got a spinner here. Now, I runs into a bit of trouble there. I thought I was clear of him, and I wasn't. So that was my fault. That was my fault. I do have this spotter on. He said car on the right, and I didn't wait for him to say clear. So already I'm behind again, even further back. 1 lap down, pretty much got to do it all over again. Still in 17th place. So let's fast forward a bit. I'm not going to prolong it too much. We'll just get to the best bits, as we say. There we go. So I'm still chasing down. We got a lot of laps to do, so I figured I'd make up some places. Although I wasn't fully confident in the car until probably about lap 6 or 7, well into it, before I got any confidence for speed and late braking. Because after qualifying, I was a bit spooked. But I did make some changes to the car. I dropped the tire pressures down from the stock. And there we go. So let's back up. We got a bit of shenanigans going on there. As you can see, guys off everywhere. And that just gave me 4 positions. Just like that. Taking me up into 13th place. Moving ahead. Position 12, lap 5 of 28. You're going to make up another position. I know I'm just jumping in this, but I'm not going to make this long. I mean, Oh, you can hear the crash up it. And oh, I was so yeah. So there's two guys went off there. Let's take a look at that. I was a bit. I heard the crash when I was coming around the turn there. Let's back up. Let's see what happened. Let's go ahead to these guys. He just wipes out. Oh yeah, okay. And he runs into him. And I was so nervous when he was backing up that he's going to take me out as well. But he didn't, which was nice. On we go. So where am I now? I'm in 11th place. I mean, I knew I was hoping when I started from the pits I was going to end up in the top 10 at least. But right now I'm in position 9 because we missed the vector, but the guy was gone into the pits. This guy wipes out here, another place. Carrying on.
Okay.
Let me turn off that. We don't need there the guys yelling, although there was a very clean race. Everybody was really good and respectful. The back markers moved out of the way. There was just a lot of people saying thank you, thank you, thank you. So it was actually a really clean race when it come to collisions and people hitting each other. It wasn't too bad at all. Where are we to? Lap 8. Try to remember now where my game places. Guess I could have chopped this up and did clips. Would have been better for you, just of each pass. Pieced them together, but there we go. It's just a pass. I think he wiped out a bit earlier. Moves me up in another position. So I'm feeling pretty good. So this is like lap, what? I'm in 7th place. This is lap 12. It's 28 laps. So I was really, now that's a back marker. He just let me by. That wasn't for position. Pretty much, I think that's it for this one, if I'm correct. I finished in 7th place, one lap down. So I was basically the leader of the lap downers, right? I could not catch these guys. I started in the pits and they were just gone, especially with it being such a short track. I mean, I was lapped by 2 or 3 of the leaders. So that's what put me a lap down. So that was the best I could do at the pits. They were so far ahead, like 26 seconds ahead of me when I finished the race. There was no catching them unless they made a huge mistake, and it would have been pretty big for me to catch up. So yeah, there's not much to see there. Jumping ahead. I don't think again, not a super exciting race, but it was fun coming from the back and seeing how far I could make a comeback. So from the pits to 7 on Brands Hatch, the short track. I was happy with that. I'm definitely going to try this series again. I don't think most runs every hour, but I don't think this one does. But it was fun. I enjoyed driving that car. It was neat. It was okay. So probably the next video I does now will be Sebring. I got to go and practice that now for sure. And see, Sebring looks a bit tricky actually. So I got to do a bit of practicing before I jump into a race. As you see in my other videos, I jumped into races before where I practiced, never drove the track, and didn't end up well. Anyway, guys, that's just a quick thing. Couple of good results for myself, and I was happy with that. And I hope you enjoyed the video. And smash that subscribe button, hit like if you did enjoy the video. All that stuff certainly helps grow the channel. And until the next time, stay safe out there, and Dagiantkilla out.